Hi there, my name's Simon Drew, and welcome to the Practical Stoic Podcast, where I give you practical Stoic advice for modern times. You can support the show by going to patreon.com/Simon Drew. I also do one-on-one mindset coaching, and you can book in your first free consultation by going to risetothegoodlife.com/coaching. On Facebook, you can join my group, the Practical Stoic Mastermind. But for now, enjoy this episode. Hi there, my name's Simon Drew, and welcome to the Practical Stoic Podcast. For some time now, I've been wanting to talk about the many wonderful communication tips that the Stoics gave us. And, I think that it's something that we often bypass in our learning. I think that we all really understand that through Stoicism we're encouraged to live lives in harmony with the rest of humanity, and to try our best to be kind and loving towards our fellow people. But then one trip to a Facebook chat group or a Stoic forum would make one believe that the philosophy that we're all studying teaches us quite the opposite. Yes, we all have wonderful knowledge about how to live a good life using Stoic principles, but how can a life be good if we're unable to effectively communicate and to live in harmony with people in our lives? And so in today's episode, I'm starting the first part of a series of episodes where I'll give you some awesome tips from the Stoics about developing effective people skills. These episodes will not necessarily come one after the other, but over the next few weeks I'll be recording them when I get the chance. Hopefully these tips will be useful to you, and I trust that they'll help you to have more effective and pleasant communication with the people around you. And so today I'm going to start with a passage from Epictetus, where he encourages us to essentially mind our manners and to distinguish between the right time to use logic and the right time to be courteous. He says, quote, "Propriety and logic are different things, and each has its appropriate application. The proposition of either it is day or it is night works well in a disjunctive argument, but not as well in a friendly conversation. Likewise, at a banquet, it may make sense to take the largest share of food if you are really hungry, but it would be bad manners to do so. When you dine with others, be aware not only how much your body appreciates the delicacies offered, but also how important good manners and personal refinement are." End quote. Now, there's a lot to get out of that passage, but I want to focus in today's episode mostly on the first section, where he says that propriety and logic are different things, and each has its appropriate application. He then goes on to say that the proposition either it is day or it is night works well in a disjunctive argument, but not as well in a friendly conversation. When we start the journey of learning and changing our philosophy, it can be easy to fall into a trap where you begin to speak down to people who are not aligned with your views or opinions. We can start acting like we have all the answers, and if a person is acting in an illogical way or contrary to the way that we think they should be acting, then we often call them out or share our own solution for how they should be acting. I know that I definitely fell into this trap when I began my personal development journey. And I can tell you that it got me nowhere, and the people who I wanted to change didn't change. What this passage from Epictetus offers us is a solution to that trap of always wanting to speak in terms of personal development and life change or logic. He says clearly that there is a time for that. There is a time to speak logically about how to act and about what is right and what is wrong. But there is also a time for showing compassion and care and good manners. For example, if somebody acted incorrectly and had fallen on hard times because of that, you need to make a decision. Is now the right time to point out that what they did was wrong and that they shouldn't do it again? Or is now the time to show empathy with them and to show them that you're not only a machine of life change and ideas and forward progress, but that you're also genuinely a person who cares about the fact that this person is hurt? Again, straight from Epictetus, propriety and logic are different things, and each has its appropriate application. Remember that in all of your interactions with people in your life, there will be times where it will be necessary for you to share your logic and your ideas about what is wrong or right. There will also be times when you have to act in a logical way. But there will also be many times where you have to act with good manners over good logic. Epictetus teaches us this principle through the example of the banquet. Sure, you may be the hungriest person at the table, but it would be rude to take more food than others in this setting. This is an example of a time when good manners must come to play over reason, and by employing good manners, you're able to ensure that your reputation is held high and your friends remain friends. And so today I want you to remember that idea, that there is a time for everything when it comes to people. There is a time for logic, and then there is a time for propriety. There is a time to share your thoughts, and then there is a time to stay quiet and listen. There is a time to tell people that they're living incorrectly, and then there is a time to empathize with them. There is a time for acting in your own best interest, and then there is a time for acting in the best interests of others. If you can become skilled at differentiating between these times and choosing the right action or tone or attitude for each moment in your life, then I know that you'll be on your way to becoming an extremely effective and highly regarded person. I'll talk to you next time, but until then, I hope that this episode has helped you on your rise to the good life. Ciao. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Practical Stoic Podcast. I hope it's been valuable for you. And if you'd like to support the show, then you can go to patreon.com/Simon Drew. If you'd like to try mindset coaching with me, then you can book your first free consultation by going to risetothegoodlife.com/coaching. To join the community, just go to Facebook and search for the Practical Stoic Mastermind. The links to all of these places are included in the show notes, but for now, this is Simon Drew signing out.